Hey y'all, it is your favorite partially paralyzed and pajamaed brain injured blonde once again coming to you from a bona fide lazy boy. We didn't even know this was a lazy boy for the longest time, and then the tag fell off and we were like, oh crap, it's a lazy boy. And this is Hunter. A while back, like a year ago or something, I was like, I bet I'd be a lot less depressed if I had Lisa Frank stuff like I did when I was a kid. I started getting nostalgic and wanted some Lisa Frank stuff, and I was really happy because you actually can find it at Walmart still, so I need to get some more stuff though. And I want feather pens. That's another thing I want from my childhood. I want some new feather pens because the ones I got at Walmart sucked and didn't work. Anyway, so I took a few notes for this video, so I'll try not to look down too much because, yeah. Anyway, or away from the green light. I can't believe I never noticed there was a green light. I'm an idiot. Anyway, one of my, or probably my favorite devotional that I get is called A Miracle Every Day. And it's amazing because it always speaks perfectly to me and what I'm going through and what I need to hear. And it's funny because when you read the testimonials that they'll post, everyone says that. And you know this devotional goes to thousands and thousands of people. And so it really amazes me that they're able to speak to everyone's, issues and worries and problems through just one email a day. It really amazes me. And lately they've been having different writers take over for weeks, and the lady who's been doing it, I'm catching up on them, so she might not still be doing it this week, but her name is Deborah, which I might be mispronouncing because there's an accent over the E, but I have no idea. And when I was reading this devotional I'm going to talk to you about a few days ago, I was like, you know what, that's really encouraging. I guess I should share that. And so I'll leave a link to A Miracle Every Day in the description. And the series from her that I'm reading right now is perfect for me because it's about going after your dreams and dreaming big, which is what I'm trying to do right now because my dream is to help as many people as I can, to use my testimony to try to help people. And I'm always learning new things, and I want to be able to have a platform to be able to share the things that I learn as I go with people, because I'm an idiot, but I can share with you the wisdom that I get from other smart people. Anyway, so this one was from the series before the one I'm reading now, which is about dreaming big. And this one is talking about choosing to trust instead of crying. And if you're, you might not be into this if you're not at least somewhat religious, but I am going to talk about different encouragements I've gotten from different places in my life. So it's not always going to be biblical, so please don't get turned off because this one is. So she said, if you feel like you have two options, crying or trusting, which do you choose? Humanly speaking, the crying one is obviously quicker and easier, but what would happen if you decided to try to truly trust? And she discusses a time that she went through in her life when everything she started just seemed to go horribly wrong, which I think is the story of many of our lives. But God always wants to speak to us and encourage us all throughout our lives, not just when the big crises hit, but just when you have days that, as she said, aren't good. And or as my husband and I would say, you just feel bleh. And so during that time in Deborah's life, she found this particular verse. Who among you fears the Lord and obeys his servant? If you are walking in darkness without a ray of light, trust in the Lord and rely on your God. And that's Isaiah 50:10. And I always use the New Living Translation because it's easier to understand. And then I can go read the other ones that are more difficult, knowing what the gist of it is. Anyway, I know that it can be easier said than done to trust instead of crying, you know, especially when you feel like everything is set against you. But what do you have to lose? Nothing. And you've got a lot to gain. So just try it. And when Deborah read that verse, she realized she could lean on God and be supported by Him, something which I learned to do after I got hurt and which I continue to do every single day. And if you are religious, you know, or even just religio-curious, that's not a word. It is now. Try trusting in God when you want to cry. Just try it. Deborah decided to stop crying and start trusting, and I don't think I have to tell you that it brought a lot of joy into her life. And one verse that's always comforted me, especially when I was going through breakups, is, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed." And that is Psalm 34:18. Many of my favorite verses that have kept me going when I didn't think I could have to do with endurance and perseverance. And Romans and James have a lot of those favorite verses of mine. James actually opens with this: "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. If you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and He will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking." That's James 1:2-5. And even if you aren't religious, just please know that your struggles are making you stronger. They will make you stronger. You will increase in endurance and perseverance, and you will develop character. So even if you aren't ready to trust in God, just know that this too shall pass. It's making you stronger, and it's giving you character that all those people who are handed everything in life and have never suffered will never have. And just try to think to yourself what I kept telling myself when I was suicidal and barely hanging on by a thread. This was before I started dating my husband. I would just tell myself, just go to bed. You'll wake up stronger tomorrow than you are today. And then the devotional for the next day after the one I just told you about was about realizing that you do have authority over your thoughts and emotions, and you can choose to use it. And so I'm going to share with you some non-religious wisdom I learned in that vein in the next couple of days. Hopefully it won't take me too long to read through my old notes and find stuff, because it's a really interesting method that a woman from the self-coaching school came up with, and she's got a great podcast, and you can watch her videos on YouTube, so I'll leave a link to that too. But I'll discuss with you a lot of the great things I've learned from her over the next couple days. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to get everything together. So hang in there, y'all. Please keep hanging in there. You will come out the other side stronger, and I love you, and I'm cheering for you. So keep going. I love y'all. Be kind to each other, and y'all come back.